It's a good
I
argument.
vote yes.
I vote 1,000 times.
Yes. When it comes to 3-day weekends, how do you all feel about that? We were talking about that. I think coming in on a Monday, talking about a 3-day weekend, it's all promising. Thank you so much for joining us here for KARE 11 News at noon. And it's another Victory Monday for the Vikings. Got on our purple. We can say it's for the Vikings. For me, it was because that was what was in my closet. But you know, it works out either way. Hey, we're breaking down the border battle win. Plus, teachers in our area are pinpointing concerns as pandemic funding comes to an end. But first, we got to take a look at this weather. Ben, lots of firsts happening with weather.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how long this summer streak has lasted, right? We're dealing with more sunshine today, but it's finally going to bite us today. We have a gusty wind that's starting to pick up from the south, and we do have a high risk for rapidly spreading wildfires across a good chunk of the state. Parts of north central, western, and southwestern Minnesota under a red flag warning today until 8 p.m. We've got low humidity and gusty wind. Take a look at this. We've got sustained winds from the south between 10 and 20 miles per hour. And notice that wind shift that you see out across western Minnesota. That's a frontal system. It's not going to bring us any rainfall, but it is going to switch those winds from the southwest to the northwest after that front passes late this afternoon and early evening. You can see radar trying to pick up on a couple of showers passing through Alexandria, through Bemidji, International Falls, but not much, if any, of that is reaching the ground. Today will be another dry day filled with lots of sunshine, with likely seeing at least a few clouds after that frontal system passes by. Temperatures today, once again, very warm, low to mid 80s again today. We do have some up and down temperatures in the forecast this week. It'll be warm and breezy today. Several dry cold fronts will be passing this week. Today we're on the upper side of the roller coaster. Tomorrow we bottom out. Talk about how cool temperatures get in a couple minutes, Alexis.
Ben, thank you. Well, today marks the end of federal pandemic money for schools all around the country and right here in Minnesota. Michelle Beck shows us why dozens of teachers in St. Paul raised their concerns.
St. Paul teachers are walking into school as part of a demonstration to highlight the big expiration date that is today, a day that really schools around the country have been bracing for. And here's the impact of that expiration. As approved over the summer, St. Paul is looking at a $1 billion budget for next year, down from last year. The interim superintendent saying this decrease is necessary to address a shortfall, the majority of which is, quote, due to the expiration of American Rescue Plan federal funding.
We want to bring attention to the things that are going on inside our schools. We want people to know that cutting funding to education impacts real students and parents and communities, and honestly, this country.
Labor leaders say today's walk-in is also to call for full federal funding of schools. In St. Paul, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Michelle, thank you. And Minneapolis teachers are also calling for full funding on federal programs after losing pandemic funding just hours ago. Today, the National Education Association president will speak to the impact the loss of funding will have on the district. The man suspected in a recent deadly shooting at a Minneapolis homeless encampment is now facing more charges. Within the last hour, the Hennepin County Attorney's Office filed additional murder and attempted murder charges against 36-year-old Joshua Jones. He's accused of killing Roland Little Owl and Robert Brown in 2 separate shootings on September 18th. Police arrested Jones later that day after he allegedly shot at another person. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty specified that she does not believe Jones was specifically targeting the homeless community. We're working to find out more information about a house fire in Vadnais Heights early this morning. Our photographer was on scene as crews were putting out the fire on Lily Pond Lane, which is just blocks away from a park. We can tell you fire crews were there for several hours putting out the fire. No word yet on a cause or if anyone was hurt. As soon as we learn anything, we'll have the latest for you on air and online at KARE11.com. St. Paul police are sharing a bizarre situation that happened in the last 24 hours. They say they pulled a woman over on West 7th and were performing a field sobriety test. That's when a man allegedly jumped into her car and took off. Officers were able to track the car down using the woman's AirTag. The man was arrested and the woman was found not to be intoxicated and was released. Take a look at this video of a lake covered in debris from Hurricane Helene. Today is being considered one of the deadliest hurricanes in the last 50 years. Maribel Gonzalez takes us to one of the hardest hit areas in North Carolina.
A devastating situation here in Asheville, North Carolina. The rainfall has subsided, but as you can see, we're starting to get a look of the damage it left behind. The roadways closed. Hundreds of them remain closed at this hour, filled with mud, heavy sludge, difficult to get through for cars to pass by. Now, we also know that right now people are dealing with internet and cell phone service outages, making them on the hunt looking for their loved ones they have not been able to communicate with. Asheville, North Carolina, where roadways look like rivers.
It's pretty scary. You don't expect it. We weren't really prepared. I thought it was going to rain for a while, and that's about it.
Hard hit Buncombe County, which includes the city of Asheville, more than 150 search and rescue operations were underway over the weekend.
Trees are down. We're clearing those as quick as we can. And a lot of the critical infrastructure that we become used to every day in normal times is now gone, and we have to work around it.
Governor Roy Cooper's major disaster declaration was approved by the Biden administration.
Many people are cut off because roads are impassable. They don't have power or communications.
And many residents and business owners are dealing with a lot of damage, including the Balm Salon in Asheville, where 5 feet of floodwater flowed inside.
I was able to save just a couple of things, but nothing really, like my shears for my stylists and a couple of other like personal items, but basically everything is gone.
Help is on hand. Global Empowerment Mission was handing out water and goods on Sunday, but residents know it will be a while before things get back to normal.
It's indescribable. I don't know, it just was covered in litter and trees and mud, and it's stinky, and it was all the way up the street up here. It just looks like the bottom of a river.
Now, we know right now that more than 450,000 customers in North Carolina are impacted by these power outages. At this hour, there is no word on when those will be restored. Reporting in Asheville, North Carolina, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
We are just 35 days away from the presidential election, but today, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump are taking a break from the campaign trail to focus on the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. In just the last hour, we learned that Harris is canceling a number of planned campaign stops. She's heading back to the White House, where she will be briefed on the federal response to devastation. Then she will also be visiting the affected communities as soon as it's possible to do so without disrupting the emergency response. Meanwhile, Trump will be visiting one of the hard-hit towns in Georgia today. He will be briefed on the damage and will also assist with relief and deliver remarks. It's another tough day for Hollywood. Singer and actor Kris Kristofferson has died. A spokesperson said he died in his Hawaii home on Saturday. She did not say how he died. Kristofferson's career took off in the 60s as a writer, a songwriter with a blend of folk and country music. He also had a number of memorable movie roles in films, including playing opposite Barbra Streisand in A Star is Born. And of course, as we have more information, we'll be sure to share it with you. Well, former President Jimmy Carter is about to make history. Tomorrow marks his 100th birthday, making him the first president to hit a century. His hometown of Plains, Georgia will see a flyover of military jets. Family members say the former president's birthday wish is to vote in the election.